Hello everyone. It's James again. And before I start today's video, I just want to quickly say, all work in this video contains 100% original content of and by myself James Smith, otherwise known as Bgood 4000, and was uniquely created with NAWMAL software, by myself James Smith. As I purchased commercial rights from NAWMAL to produce my unique and original video with this software. Commentary is uniquely my own thoughts, feelings, and expressions. Now that I have that out of the way, I do hope your day is going fantastic. And your journey to self-betterment is going better than fantastic. Today I want to talk about something very important. And that's the mess we call today's modern relationships. First off, when thinking about anything, especially anything new, or anything modern, I want you and everyone else out there that can hear the sound of my cartoon voice. Ask yourself, why do you think the way you think? Sorry. First, I want you to take a deep breath. Slow things down. Calm down the chatter in your mind. And ask yourself, why do you think the way you do? You see, narcissists are great at planting seeds in your mind, and getting you to move in the direction the way they want you to move. And actually that's a great way to understand narcissism and the narcissist. Most of the times, they will get you to move in a way that they want you to move. But with you thinking that you are the one in charge of your thoughts and the reasons for these thoughts. And after a while these thoughts turn into actions. So now we know this not only happens on an individual level, but it can and does happen on a societal and worldwide level. The second thing is when we've been had, manipulated, and led astray. The last thing majority of the people out there will want to do is to admit all of this happened. Because society, and likely purposely so, has made it so if you admit that you were wrong and fell for a big life scam, that you are some sort of dummy or loser. When in reality most people are out there right now falling for the same scam. So what happens is, people double down. And they push forward with the lie they've been told. Here's the thing. There have been credible people that have come out to apologize. As they worked for major news magazines. And places like that. And they felt bad because majority of the articles they wrote were completely made up. With the stated goal of influencing a shift in culture and getting people to split up and be single. Because the products being pushed in certain magazines were geared to be sold to those that were single. Now, for one, this should be top news. Why? Well, last I checked, families and relationships is a big part of making society run properly. And without such a solid foundation, you have the chaos that you have right now going on. But then you have to ask yourself a question. Do they? Whoever they are. Do they want to even have such a story at the top of the news for you to see? No. No, they don't. Narcissists want you to stay in the dark and they want you to double down in all that is wrong in this world. Then we look at reality television shows. First, when they came out, they were people from all walks of life. Just showing up with the clothes on their back. To see what happened. And even then, I'm pretty sure there was some scripting going on. But I think a lot less than what we see today. Go back and watch really old reality television. And you will see how less interesting it is. It doesn't have that pop that it has today. Well, guess what? Advertisers and those that want to showcase their clothes, cars, and other products jumped into action. Sometimes I will watch such shows, just to keep my finger on the pulse of what people are seeing in the world, and catch little things. Like, oh, you know, so and so rented out. Fill in the blank with whatever expensive place you can think of, to propose to me. But you never see this person reaching in their wallet paying for such a place. Also, besides this person being on this reality show, Their regular job could never pay for such a rental. I've seen people on such shows go to $1,000 dinner restaurants to talk about their relationships. And to try to reconcile. And then I ask myself. Wait. Did any of these people ever get the check? And pull out money from their wallet or purse and pay? You rarely see them pay when these people eat at such fancy restaurants. You just see them there enjoying a fancy time. Then it cuts to another scene. Or they are getting their hair cut or getting a facial in a really nice high-end place. Then it cuts to another scene where they are at home. And they are in the best clothes and their furniture is the best. And they talk about struggling. But yet you rarely see them pulling money out of their wallets or purses. Now you look at this new trend of high-value men. You aren't worthy of even thinking about dating or finding a spouse unless you make 6 figures or more. And you have this and you have that. Look. People tend to follow what is shown on television and in the music they listen to. And the image such artists portray. If you are a normal person, with a normal job, you are considered to be a loser. But if you are a criminal with no job, or you earn 6 figures or more and who cares about your moral character, you are now considered worthy for a relationship. Stop and think. Who's making these dating rules? You see, there was a time when building together was promoted. Because those that wanted society to grow knew. They knew that in order to have society grow, they needed together intact families. So they pushed a lot of societal norms that centered around building together. But now big companies know they can make a fortune off of single people. Single people that have life issues. That are in one relationship. And out of a relationship as fast as they can sneeze. Then they put very relatable people on television. Yet they have these relatable people able to have and do things that normal and average people can't. Such as flying from state to state and country to country just for a party. So enter social media. I'm not sure if some of you are aware. There is a new culture. Or possibly it has been going on for some time. Where professional athletes can now use social media sites such as Twitter and Instagram. To privately message a woman in the middle of nowhere that might never in previous times be able to interact with such a high-earning person before. So he flies her out to wherever he's at. And sadly he uses her. And then discards her. But what happens next is. This woman now is looking for this level of trips. Gifts and money from the person that lives next door to her. And he can't provide these things. So she goes back out there to become more emotionally damaged by rich men that want to fly her out. To this fancy place and to that fancy place. All just to use her. And the cycle keeps going and going. And you have the regular guys on the ground floor. Working hard to hopefully one day to obtain this so-called status. Because they don't want to be alone. And in the process, both the men and women become too damaged emotionally to even be able to have a normal and healthy relationship. But where did it all start from? People not thinking to themselves what they are seeing on television and in the music they listen to. It's either all just an act. Or at least half of it is. Many of these people on such reality shows. They don't mind at the time what is happening. Because they are getting paid to be on television. They get free clothes. They get expensive free food. And they get the chance at other business opportunities. You see. You have to be a hard worker in all areas if you want to have a family. I agree. I agree. But the bar keeps going up and up and up. And what do we know about narcissists? They keep raising the bar. And they tell you to shut up and just deal with it. Now yes. As time goes on, things change. And it's okay to better yourself. But you have to ask yourself. What are you trying to keep up with? And why? Watch some of these shows. And pay attention to how perfect their settings seem to be. Even if they are crying and upset with one another. And possibly a real hard time is caught on film. Ask yourself. Did they really pay for that restaurant they went to? Did they really pay for that engagement ring? Are those their own clothes they bought from the store with their own money? You have to understand something. For really big shows, they leave nothing to chance. Even if it's a starter show. First season. They don't know how it's going to go. And the cast is paid peanuts. Though the cast is paid peanuts, it's likely they are set up with free clothes, shoes, sunglasses, and dinners. And the reason why is the show has to have a certain look. And if the stars of this show just showed up in their everyday clothes, it could really throw off how the show will look. And the appeal of the show and its success. Half of these shows, people tune in just because they like how their favorite reality star looks. And part of how they look is how they dress. You don't think the producers and designers of such shows know this fact? Most of such companies get such clothes and items on the cheap. So it's easy for them to get high-end good-looking clothes and write them off as expenses. Meanwhile paying the cast very little money. At least for the first few seasons. Watch them all go out for a big spread of a dinner at a really nice place to eat. No one seems fazed and even concerned about the bill. They just go and eat. And then it's cut to the next scene. Wait. Who took care of the bill? More than likely the billion-dollar company that makes the reality show took care of the bill. It's part of the show. They get tons of clothes at the beginning of the season. They go to this place and that place and they don't have to come out of pocket for all the fun places they go. And then what happens is, people that watch this stuff, they don't think deep enough to understand these facts. And they now start to demand they have a relationship where the person they are with can provide such a lifestyle. Flying here and there. Buying expensive clothes all the time. Buying expensive birthday gifts for your son or daughter's friends when you attend such a birthday party. And the list goes on and on. It's got to be the size ring and not that size ring. People are being pushed this mess. And they are buying it. Here's the thing. The best way to have a good or decent relationship in today's time frame is to make sure the person that you are dating, make sure they know this type of stuff is all an act. It's all an act to get people to buy products. Sure. Some of these television shows can be fun to watch and you might get a little laugh. But that's how they get you. That's narcissism. You are drawn in. With laughter and good times. But then you are shaped. Your thinking is shaped into something that isn't your own. There are so many people that are contacting these dating shows delusional in the idea on what a relationship is supposed to be like. But then you look at such television shows and movies and you understand why. There are some people calling into such dating shows and they are upset and now understand they believed a lie. But even then they want to still double down on this societal lie. But then there are a few that get it. They really get it. The fact is, you can meet someone that really wants to be with you. And you want to be with them. But your lives might not be exactly what you see on television. And you have to come to terms with that's okay. That's normal. And there's nothing wrong with being normal. That person on that reality show. They didn't pay for that big dinner at that fancy restaurant. The show's budget paid for it. And just like those that admitted to lying and making up stories for certain magazines. They made up such stories. Because they were selling a lifestyle. And these reality shows are doing the exact same thing. There's nothing new under the sun. And it's why you see people unable to connect and or stay together today. Because they want something that is actually fake. Something that isn't even real for the most part. And they will keep searching and searching. Damaging themselves more and more along the way. It's sad. It's really sad. Well, that's a good place for me to stop. Please tell me what you think. I would like to know. Also, please subscribe and be a part of this channel's growth. The more we grow, the better shot others out there have of finding us. I appreciate each and every one of you. With that said, I do hope your day is blessed. And until next time. Bye for now. And be good to yourself.